And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Today's satellite imagery showing low pressure here over the Aleutians, and north flow to the west of that system. Pretty gusty north flow there over the central Aleutians. Fairly strong gusts, 50 miles an hour or so out there. And another disturbance in south to north flow here coming up right in here, spreading more rain into Kodiak Island. And something of a front right through here over the southern interior, then down, extending down off the coast of the Panhandle with moisture streaming northward, and areas of clouds here over the eastern interior. On the chart today, up here along this trough, some areas of light snow, but nothing very significant. They are all light amounts. In fact, light amounts of precipitation across southern Alaska, the exception being the North Gulf Coast today and down across the Panhandle. With a main front here, Sitka picking about an inch of rain today, same amount at Yakutat, and roughly half an inch falling or so around Cordova on the North Gulf Coast there, with lighter amounts into the Prince William Sound area and the Kenai Peninsula. 0.15 of an inch today, ending a 12-hour period ending at 3 p.m. today at Kodiak, and then some shower activity up across Bristol Bay. Otherwise, the main low center out here producing north winds gusting 50 miles an hour there for Adak and Atka, with about about a quarter of an inch of rainfall at Adak, and winds gusting anywhere from 25 to 40 miles an hour here for the eastern Aleutians to the Alaska Peninsula. Some light rain there and some showers up toward the Pribilof Islands. For tonight, that low doesn't move much, kind of moves over to, well, kind of tracks slowly northeastward here to the eastern Aleutians, right over the Fox Islands there. Stays pretty breezy out over Adak and Atka, and chance of rain for the Pribilofs. This front right along the North Gulf Coast keeps it cloudy, mild, unsettled areas of light rain or snow here across southern Alaska. Again, heaviest along the North Gulf Coast into the Panhandle with this moisture feed extending off to the southwest there, continuing to bring the heaviest rainfall into areas of the southeast coast with much lighter amounts of some flurries or isolated snow showers here over the interior north of the Alaska Range, with pretty light winds there for the north slope on up to the Arctic coast with high pressure in over the area there. And for Friday, this low moving very slowly continues to weaken. The front also continues to weaken, but it'll keep generally cloudy skies. Could be some areas with some few breaks in the overcast like we saw today around Cook Inlet and other areas, and then other areas also see some mixed rain and snow showers or mixed precipitation here across the southern part of the state, not quite reaching the Alaska Range. North of the mountains there, dry conditions with variable clouds all the way up to the Arctic coast and the North Slope with maybe some clearing as well. And the front end over the Panhandle there keeps periods of rain going in that area, but winds not much of a factor at all with that system. Now the one out here to the west, winds are a factor with that, as we'll see. That pushes possible storm force winds in a narrow band here ahead of that front. As you can see, very tight gradient there coming into the western Aleutians. That'll definitely push some gale force winds into the central Aleutians with rain possibly heavy at times during Saturday, in across much of the central Bering Sea as well. A narrow break right through here for the eastern Aleutians with possible sunshine. And then remnants of that trough here along the southwest coast keeps cloudy skies, showers going there, areas of light rain, especially for St. Lawrence Island and Nunivak Island, down into the Alaska Peninsula. Scattered snow showers here along the Alaska Range and then up over the northern valleys there, but nothing heavy at all quite light. North Slope, Arctic coast, light winds, no precipitation. And this low and the warm front extending from that will spread some light rain up into the northern Panhandle to about Yakutat, but dry conditions south central Alaska and the North Gulf Coast, as well as the Copper River Basin. Lows for tonight, central interior northward, lows anywhere from 5 below to 15 above, and more in the range of 5 below to 5 above for the Arctic coast and North Slope. Down around 0 though for Northway and Tok and those chillier areas there. 20s to lower 30s here for southern Alaska. Above freezing for Bristol Bay. Also Kodiak Island, low near 40, in the 40s for the southeast coast. And upper 30s for the Aleutians, Pribilofs, and lower upper 20s for St. Lawrence Island. Highs for tomorrow, 45 to 50 for the southern southeast coast, and in the mid-40s for the northern Panhandle. Right around 30 for the Copper River Basin. Some areas a little warmer, other areas a little cooler. and mid-30s for the Susitna Valley. But Cook Inlet, Kenai Peninsula, 35 to 40, mid-40s for Homer, Seldovia, Kodiak Island. Lower to mid-40s, Bristol Bay, about the same. Upper 40s here, Cold Bay to Unalaska. Mid-40s for Adak and Atka. 5 to 10 for the highs for the North Slope and Arctic Coast down into the Yukon Flats. Otherwise, it's pretty mild here, depending on your elevation here over the central interior. Upper 30s for the higher elevations, more in the 5 to 15 degree range for the valleys. And then lows staying above zero in the central part of the state, maybe falling 5 below there for portions of the Yukon Flats, and anywhere from 5 below to 5 above for the North Slope and Arctic Coast. And for low Saturday morning, staying mild here, South Central Alaska, 30 to 35, upper 30s for Kodiak, Homer, Seldovia, lower to mid-40s for the Panhandle, and 30s out over the Bering Sea. And then highs, again, back into the mid-40s, Kodiak Island and southern Kenai Peninsula. Highs 35 to 40 for South Central Alaska. More in the mid-30s range for the Susitna-Manuska Valley, upper 20s for Copper River Basin. And notice the lower 50s now showing up around Prince of Wales Island for your afternoon highs. And in the teens and 20s for the remainder of the state.